In this video, we're going to talk about new construction available right now in San Luis Obispo. I'm targeting 2 developments that you need to know about. I'm going to talk about the differences, why they could be a good investment for you. If you're trying to land on the Central Coast in San Luis Obispo, then this is the video for you. At the very end, I've got some tips that I picked up while I went to see these developments. So stay to the very end and we're going to get to it right now. All right, so welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're returning, we're glad to see you here. Again, my name is Bernice and I'm a local real estate broker here on the Central Coast. I grew up here, raised my kids here, and I am still here. So, we're getting calls from people just like you trying to figure out where they want to land here on the Central Coast. So in this channel, we're trying to help you save some time and money and figure out where it is you want to land. So in this video right now, we're going to talk about new construction. We're going to get into it. I'm going to give you some information to help you figure out if this is a good investment for you, if you jump into this opportunity of where this is at today to get you over here to the Central Coast or buy an investment. So we're going to kind of unpack it and help you out in figuring out which one of these 2 developments that I'm going to target today might work for you. So just sit tight for a second. So the first one is San Luis Ranch. All right, so here is San Luis Ranch, and this is a new development. They are in their 4th phase in the development, and it is going really, really nicely. They have a really great website. So I'm going to just kind of show you what I was able to view and the type of properties that I saw. So these are farmhouse caliber or architectural design, really nicely done, good feel. And so here they are. The phase 1 sold out. The phase 2 here, this I'm not sure if this is updated, but they've got there were some available over here. So when you enter the development, you need to go into the model homes here, and get some more information as it'll be changing throughout the months, throughout the weeks. So this is a development they have right now. All right, so some of these plans have an ADU, which is an accessory dwelling unit, and that is something that is specific to certain lots that they're offering, and they were outstanding. So it has a little stove, refrigerator, countertop, bed, and bathroom. Really nicely done. I was really impressed with those little units that are available. So that was something that is very unique to San Luis Ranch. So that's something that I would definitely look into. Only specific lots will offer it. It is a process with the city. Another thing to take note of, all new construction currently requires electric stove and also solar. So that is across the board. That is a requirement. You are in California, so that is what's going to be happening. Okay, so the lot sizes are a little bit smaller, enough to have a patio set, a barbecue. If you have a pet, there's going to be room to expand, and they have other amenities that I'll talk about in a minute. But it's going to be a little bit more of a condensed development. It's just the way it's got to be to get more properties, more homes on the development. So, it's enough to do, some little bit of entertaining. The inside is gorgeous and enough to do the entertaining that you want to do. I will tell you, the ceilings are really high and the doorways are high. So, the feel of it feels so vast. Even their smaller model under 1,700 square feet just feels really nice. Plenty of space, very vast, high quality. Even their basic plan or collection of whatever you're going to pick for their color scheme or their basics gives you a lot of bang for your buck. So I really like this development because it has the park, where it's located, and we'll get the map up in a little bit and show you a little bit more about that. But I mean, it just really had a good feel, like you can see as we're looking at this. So right now they have the Legacy collection, which is out, and they're really hopping over there. 40 units, 40 homes already being occupied currently. So that, that just tells you that things are moving over there. So right now, let me give you some price points. So the price points that you're going to be seeing at this point are a little bit under the 900 range and then going on up. So again, it's just depending on when you're looking at these homes and what you are looking for. It's just going to depend on what they can release at what times it's all about timing. So you're just going to have to inquire, be on top of it, deal with the realtor, and make sure that they're giving you the up-to-date information to see where they're at with these homes and how they're releasing them. Are the homeowners association requirements or what they have in place going to meet your criteria? Are the CCNRs going to be okay for you? So there's quite a bit of information that you need to review and before you really commit to this purchase.
Okay, so let's talk deposits here for San Luis Ranch. So currently, right now, as we are talking about this in 2022, what they're asking for you to review the documents, which they can email or you can grab yourself, that would be a $5,000 deposit, almost a reservation, if you will. And that allows you about 3 to 5 days to review the documents, which are the Homeowners Association documents, and then also the CCNRs. CCNRs stand for conditions, covenants, and restrictions, and those are documents that pertain to the development. So you will have an opportunity to review those. Once you've signed off on that, the next step would be an additional $5,000 at the point of acceptance of your contract. New developers or new developments have their own contracts. There's no way around that. So that will be something that you would review together with your broker and ask any specifics at that time. So once you've accepted the terms from the developer, you would deposit or wire over another $5,000 to the escrow company. We have escrow here, not attorneys, in California. So you would have a total of $10,000 now into escrow. At this point, your money is non-refundable. So let me backtrack a little bit here. When you give that initial $5,000 for the reservation, if you see something in those documents, that paperwork, that is not going to fit your lifestyle, or you don't like what their restrictions are or some of their terms in that, at that point you can definitely cancel and your $5,000 is refundable. So once you move on to contract, there's acceptance, you've reviewed everything that the developers provided at that point, and you have done your due diligence. You are in a full contract, $10,000 towards your purchase. So it's not additional funds, it's towards your purchase. And that's how that's going to work for now.
What the builder's offering, and at certain times, if they're trying to end one phase and go to the next, they'll offer an incentive because they want to close out that phase, because it has to go in a certain order where they close out the one phase to be able to move to the next phase. So there is some method to the madness. So you really need to work with someone that understands this and is in touch with the representatives there and all the things. So again, stay tuned to the very end, because I have some tips for you in new construction and what you need to watch out for, your benefits are, what you need to be doing. So stay tuned. Okay, in this development, what I wanted to show you on this map is where it's located and what it, what's around it, what you need to be looking for. So what's really nice about San Luis Ranch community is you're going to get off Los Osos Valley Road here off of the 101 in San Luis. You're going to get to know Highway 101. But what you need to realize is that you're really close to a lot of things. Here's Target. You're going to have a grocery store real nearby. Okay, so here is Target. You're right here in this development. And then over here, you've got Best Buy, you've got Ralph's, just a lot of the, day-to-day amenities. And then just wait till I tell you what's actually in the development, the San Luis Ranch. This is not updated, obviously, because it doesn't have, the park's already in. I was just there recently showing property, showing some opportunities for somebody. And, this does not look like this. It's houses are up, people are in, construction's going, the park's in. Looks really nice. So, and there's more things coming. And speaking of that, I'm going to let you know what else is coming up in the marketplace. All right, so the plan for the marketplace is that's going to have restaurant, shopping, distillery, its own gardens there, wine, beer, coffee. So as things get more solidified, secured for certain merchants to be in this facility, this is going to be literally at your fingertips, readily available for your day-to-day living in this community. So I think that San Luis Ranch offers that, and that's a real big bonus. So take note of that. All right, so the next development I want to talk about is Avila Ranch. This is readily available right now. And this one's also exciting and has some things to offer. So what I didn't mention with the San Luis Ranch is that builder has had a very big presence in our community. They've given a good product for many, many years. Avila Ranch also has a family development company. Everybody's been very nice. Everybody has been very customer friendly. So the experience is going to be really, really pleasant for you. So what I want to explain with Avila Ranch is that it is over in a different area. So let me just bring that up real quick. I'm sharing my screen and we're going to go to Avila Ranch. So San Luis Ranch community is over here and Avila Ranch is right over. All right, so Avila Ranch is right in this area, okay? So they really are in their preliminary stages. They've closed about 4 homes so far. It is a huge development, about 400 homes. So the differences that I saw when I showed these is that Avila Ranch, what's interesting is they have 3 doorways to different streets. So they have like a front door, back door, and then like a side door. So giving you access to different ingress and egress, So that was interesting. Also electric, also solar, all the things. So the build was different. The community is different, but they're in phase 1. And phase 1 in any kind of new development is really something to consider if you're looking for something in our area. Now, they do require that you live in it at 5 years as a primary residence. That is the difference between Avila Ranch and San Luis. So the other one, there's Cal Poly parents buying their kids' homes there. There's families moving in there. It's a plethora of people, and I think Avila Ranch will also experience that because people are just trying to get over here, and this is new construction. You're just going to worry about your payment. You're not going to worry about things going, wrong. That's kind of the benefits of new construction, and that's always something that I've always enjoyed. But it's not for everybody. Avila Ranch, also the difference that I saw between Avila Ranch and the San Luis Ranch is that Avila Ranch is more of, it has a shared driveway, and then the homes pop, you go into your property. So it is a different feel. The floor plans are definitely different. They had more flexibility of taking concessions or builder incentives off the price, whereas the other San Luis Ranch, because maybe of where they're at in their stage right now, not all builders want to take off the price. So they'll give you something else in lieu of versus the price. So, every builder's different, so many nuances, or so many things that you need to stay on top of. The other difference between Avila Ranch and San Luis Ranch is that Avila Ranch has a special tax assessment depending on the size of the home. It's not huge, it's divided by 12 months. And let me get you those numbers. All right, so there is a special tax assessment because the city is going to maintain some of these special parks that they're going to have throughout the community, because it's going to expand to vast activity areas that you can take advantage of. So the basic HOA is going to be $45, but if you're under 1,500 square feet, there's going to be a tax assessment of $2,100 divided by 12. And if you're over 1,700 square feet, it's going to be over like a $3,000 amount divided by 12 annually. So those are just some of those little differences that you're going to have to, kind of decipher. And then a little bit more condensed density housing. Your property lines are going to be a little bit tighter. It's still a good product, still a good home. You are off the beaten path in Avila Ranch. So let's bring up that so you can see that real quick. All right, so here's where Avila Ranch is currently. All of this is the property. So to get to downtown, it's probably going to take you about 10 minutes. Not horrible. It's just a little bit of a trek. So that's something that, people need to be aware of. You're trying to make your way over here, and basically there's nothing too far or too difficult to get to. It's just a matter of the timing of the day. It's a matter of, what you're going to be going to when you're going there. So that's just something to take into account, because here's downtown right here. And then let's zoom out a little bit. So here's downtown right here. And then Avila Ranch is right over here. So, you could go this way on South Higuera. You could take Broad over here, 227. Buckley is a good path to get you out of this area and get you to certain parts of town. So it's very accessible, good spot. It's a little bit more industrial feel. You are going to get some more buildings over here. But at the end of the day, it's a good way for you to make your way to San Luis, get over here, and see if this is something that, will work for you. New construction, you're going to have to worry about maintenance. That's always a bonus. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is some tips that you need to know as you're looking at a new construction, things that you need to be aware of. So we're going to go over there right now. Okay, so a few tips before you go into these new home offices or whatnot. So don't go in unrepresented. And what I mean by that is, reach out to someone that you want to represent you as you're exploring these new homes. You can give a realtor a call, someone like myself, or anybody else that you choose to work with. I worked for attorneys for 10 years before I got into real estate. You don't go into a court of law without representation. These sales representatives are working there for the builder. They're going to give you as much information as they can. They are all very nice, our area really tries to up the quality of our business. So I will tell you, they are good representation of the builder. However, at the end of the day, do you want to have that person have to answer to the builder, or would you rather have someone else go in there and really fight for something that you want that might be a little bit sticky, and you want someone to really be on your corner? So that's just a word of advice. Perhaps think about that, have some representation before you go in there. Just like anything, you want someone on your side. There's paperwork that's going to be their paperwork. You can't go around that. The rules are going to be their rules. You can't change that. But there's negotiations that you can do for if they have incentives. Can you take that off the price? Can we work something else out? And do you really want to be doing that type of negotiations? Let somebody else do that for you. So that's all I would say, is don't go unrepresented. Go with some representation besides the people that are actually working for the builder. All right, the second thing that I noticed when I took a client there is that the upgrades get a little bit confusing. Depending on the stage of where the construction is, the builder might say, okay, you can do this, but you can't do that. You might be able to change the flooring or the color of the paint color inside. And depending on what the stage is when you actually go to see these homes, and where each one is individually, depending on the plan that you like, it can get confusing. So you really need to have, again, another person making sure that you're understanding the options that are offered for a discounted price or absorbed for the incentive that the builder's giving you. So that's also another thing that you just need to be aware of. Be sure that you understand the upgrades on the particular model that you're searching for, looking for, and where are they in the stage, and what can you do, what can you take advantage of, what can you negotiate. So just be very well aware. Okay, so the last thing is, when the builders get to certain phases and are really ready to go to the next phase, they give incentives. So you want to be sure that a person can negotiate those incentives for you, whether that be you, your realtor, whatever. Just be ready to negotiate that. Don't be afraid to ask. Have someone representing you, or if you're your own advocate, so be it. But be ready to negotiate those incentives to benefit you and help you with so many different avenues depending on what your needs are. So just be sure that you're well taken care of in that situation. All right, so the only way that we can help you find that sweet spot here in San Luis Obispo County is you've got to reach out. You got to give us a call, text, email, whatever you need to do to get a hold of us. So just remember, we have your back when you're moving to the Central Coast. So until the next video, we'll catch you later.